Grill This, Smoke That is generously supported by Oven Brothers, makers of handcrafted Canadian-made wood-burning outdoor ovens for inspired chefs. Visit us at ovenbrothers.ca. Oven Brothers, from our family's backyard to yours.
Grill This, Smoke That is brought to you by Furtado Farms. For all your outdoor cooking needs, they're your premium source for cookwood. Whether it's pellets, chips, chunks, or logs, they've got you covered. Visit furtadofarms.ca for more info.
Kettleman's Bagels is proud to support Grill This, Smoke That. Kettleman's, makers of wood-fired Montreal-style bagels using only premium ingredients. With 3 Ottawa locations, Kettleman's menu is available 24/7, 365 days a year.
Being Polish,
Yes.
I'm sure you've had your fair share of pierogies.
I have.
I'm a real lover of pierogies. I'm not a baker and I don't work well with dough, so this segment is all yours. So please tell us about making pierogies.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited about this, as
Okay.
we both are big lovers of pierogi.
Yeah.
So we're going to start today with the Ukrainian pierogies. So we're going to have the potato and cheese. So we have our potatoes here that we're going to boil, and we're going to actually save the water. So we're going to boil that, save the water, drain the potatoes. We're going to add the little blocks of cheese on top, and we're going to let it melt. We're just going to let it melt. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to blend all that beautiful potatoes and cheese together to make a nice creamy mixture.
So that's going to be your stuffing.
It is.
Now, what about your dough?
Very important. Most important thing is in the dough. So we start with some flour here.
Yep.
And we're, like I said, we're going to save that water from the potatoes.
So that's your potato water?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have our egg.
Yep.
And our salt.
So basically you mix that all together.
Yes.
And you make your dough.
Yes.
Which we have right there.
We do.
So why don't you show us how to roll out the dough?
Okay, so here's our beautiful dough.
Yep.
So it's not sticky, it's just perfect.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to get my beautiful rolling pin here.
I've got some dusting flour if you need it.
Oh, I would need that actually. Shouldn't I? There we go.
God bless you.
Polish people don't need that. We don't need that. We're pros, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to roll it out.
Okay.
Okay.
So essentially, what kind of thickness are you looking for your...
You don't want it too thin, not too thick, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So essentially, it's a feel thing.
Yeah.
It's something that you were born and raised to do, and for the average guy like me, you know, I'm just going to have to pay very close attention to you and see what you're doing.
Yeah. You don't want it too thick because it's going to be really bulky, right?
Okay.
So we want to get it nice and flat here. All right. Beautiful. So let's take a look. Yeah, a little bit too thick still. Are you a good roller? You want to try rolling it?
No, I think you're doing a great job.
I feel like we should sing some Polish or Ukrainian songs.
Well,
I should
if you
say.
want to go into Ukrainian song, that would be phenomenal. You know, I'm hearing your mother's voice in my head
Yeah.
going over and
Not
over.
too thick, okay. You want it to be little bit thin, but not too thick. That's my Polish accent.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I
All
think
right.
yeah, let's take a look here.
All right.
Yeah, so you know what? Let's take a look here. So we can use this to cut it with,
Yep.
or you can use just a glass. We used to use that growing up. My mom was making them, and we would just use like a glass, the
Right.
bottom, right?
So you're gonna press some circles.
Yeah, we're gonna press. Let's start with one circle here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's take a look at the thickness. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, we want to stretch it out.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna finish it off by stretching it with your fingers.
Yeah, because remember we're stuffing. We want to get that stuffing in there, so you want to have a nice, some nice room to work with here.
Gotcha.
Okay. There we go. That looks good. That feels
Okay.
good. Okay. So there we go.
And then you grab some of your stuffing and
We do. Beautiful.
there's your stuffing.
So we're going to grab a bit of that.
So again,
Not
the
too much.
potatoes, the cheese, a little bit of salt, some
Yeah.
pepper, whatever you want to season it up with.
And you don't want too much in there. Because
Okay.
remember, you want these edges to stick. If you put too much, it'll fall apart.
Okay, we don't want that.
No.
We don't want pierogi soup.
So
we
you want this
pierogies.
all nice and, so this is in the middle. You want it all dry around.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So my fingers are still a little bit wet, but that's okay. So we're going to want to do this. Okay, so there we go. And you want to pinch, pinch around the corners.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want to get
Basically, you just want to close that seam.
Yeah, and you don't want that mixture to get in the way, right?
So we don't need any water in there to make
No.
just press it together.
Yeah.
And you're good to go.
Just your fingers.
Mama talk. So that's it. That's your pierogi.
Look how beautiful.
That's gorgeous. Hello, little pierogi. Hello. All right.
Awesome.
So we'll put this one on this wonderful cutting board.
Yes.
And I guess we'll make a few more, and
Absolutely.
then we'll go poach them and fry them off.
Sounds good.
All right, so Agata has been busy rolling out a whole bunch of pierogies, and we just put them in the water, and right now they're floating. So that's what you want to look for. You want to actually look for the pierogi floating. So once the pierogi's floated, we're going to fry them up. Now we're going to fry them up on soapstone. So we're going to put a thin layer of butter on the soapstone because pierogies love butter. And there's nothing better to apply butter than this wonderful tool. You can smell it. And also the heat, you can also use like a cast iron pan or a non-stick skillet. But since it's barbecue, let's use something very cool. So we're going to take the pierogies one by one. We're going to drain them carefully. We're just going to put them on the stone. You can smell that butter. It smells so good. It's actually turning into like a beurre noisette or a brown butter, which is basically butter that's been caramelized. Oh yeah. So essentially, we're going to fry those up, but hey, we've got ribs going, so why don't we go check out what's going on with the ribs. Well, let's take a look. Oh my. So essentially, these ribs have been smoking for about 5 hours at 220 degrees. They've been smoked with hickory wood and fired with natural lump charcoal. There is nothing that I love more than the smell of beef ribs. I've been cooking barbecue for a long time. This is one of my favorites. So now we're about 20 minutes away from taking them off. This is when you want to apply your sauce. You want to apply your sauce during the last 20 minutes or half hour. And what that's going to allow the sauce to do is caramelize onto the meat. And that's really important. You don't want raw sauce on a really beautiful smoked piece of meat. And for that matter, you really don't need sauce at all. It's all up to personal preference, what you enjoy. If you like barbecue sauce, use it. If you don't, eat them just the way they are because they are delicious just that way. Gotta like it.